Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out the MG30 Modeler from NUX. During the past couple of years, NUX have been on an incredible streak offering really good bang for the buck options for guitarists. Enter the MG30, which I would say is one of their finer moments as their entire processing line goes. Now, before we go any further, you can consider this a sponsored video, as NUX have asked me to show you the MG30, but as usual, all thoughts and opinions are mine. Now, the MG30 you can think of as a much more compact, more refined, more up-to-date version of its bigger brother, the MG300. Now, there are some really nice bells and whistles about the MG30, and we're gonna take it for a test spin in this video. Now, first, let's start with the I/O of the MG30. We have, of course, a guitar input. We also have auxiliary inputs to jam with, if you want to hook your phone up to Spotify or something like that, you can jam along utilizing the MG30 with your favorite tunes from your favorite artists. Headphone out, send and return, left and right outputs. You can do stereo effects. There's also an expression jack in and a USB-C jack. Now, the MG30 features two NXP RT processors, which really equates to 2 milliseconds of latency, which is this much latency. This is a physical representation of 2 milliseconds. It's nothing. You would never notice any latency plugging in to the MG30. That's pretty incredible. Now, this processing power also equates to dynamic range, which is going to give you more responsiveness and feel better. This has 110 dBs of dynamic range, which is a lot. That is a lot. That hangs with the big boys that cost 4, 5, 6 times the price of the MG30. Now, something that's super cool that I saw in the literature, looking into the MG30, NUX's philosophy for the MG30 is they don't want to give you 110 okay, kind of not great sounding amplifiers. They want to give you 30 really, really great sounding guitar amplifiers, as well as 30 bass amp models, and they have done just that. I think they have succeeded admirably in doing just that, because my problem normally with your average, you know, not entry level, but your inexpensive processor will have, you know, 60 or 70 different amp models, and you use or like 3 of them or 4 of them. That is not the case with the MG30. Kudos to NUX for that. So on the top of the MG30, you will notice a 4-inch display, which I find plenty sharp and plenty big for my old eyes. And you will also have 11 independent signal blocks with parallel post effects routing if you want it. Now, for those of us who like our speaker impulses, the MG30 is also a speaker impulse loader, and it's also a looper. They've really just kind of thrown the kitchen sink at this thing. And lastly, this thing is 300 bucks. This is an incredible deal, and what a wonderful time to be a guitar player. If I would have had this 20 years ago, I don't think I would be here right now. I would be somewhere else, you know, playing because I got to practice with my great sounding guitar amp tones in my bedroom, which I never got to do. That is something I never experienced as a young person. That's all I kept thinking with the MG30. You know, you have an expression pedal, you have a nice big display, you have some really great sounding amp sims for a couple $100. That's pretty tough to beat in my book. It's also very pedal board-y, and it can fit perfectly into a backpack if you do a lot of traveling, you want to go to a hotel room, travel to the gig, whatever, the MG30 is here for it. I will link down below in the description if you would like to know more info on the NUX MG30. And with that, you've been wonderful, I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you liked the video you just watched, please consider subscribing. And if you want to further support me and what I do, consider using some of the affiliate links down below in the description of this video. Go on over to Sweetwater, buy yourself something, and help me out at the same time. It's a win-win for both of us.